We were on the road again, ready to visit our next stop on the Wild Atlantic Way.
If you're not sure about the build quality of your van, take it down these roads and it'll give you some reassurance. It'll shake the spine, clean out your belly. So it's like the ultimate road trip, like, isn't it? But you just really need to concentrate on what you're doing, because they're quite dangerous at the same time, like, so they are.
How do you find it? Like, so you're trying to concentrate on the road, but you've got all the scenery around you too?
Yeah, it's a bit, it's difficult, like, so it is, because you want to enjoy the scenery. But like, if you take your eyes off the road for a second, like, you'll hit a pothole or a bumper off the road entirely. So it's like, yeah, you need to be really switched on what you're doing. So we're just driving through Lough Valley, and I think this is the third time we've stopped now, because we just feel like we're driving through Harry Potter, through Hogwarts, you know, the land around Hogwarts. I don't know what you call it, I'm not that big a fan. Yeah, it's very like the Scottish Highlands. I imagine this is what it would be like, but it's just amazing. Like, so it is every time we get somewhere to stop and pull over. It's really, really amazing. Like, we just have this, what I'm assuming is Lough, and then these, it's just stunning, like, absolutely stunning. And I never knew this existed until we just randomly took this road trip. Just brilliant, like, isn't it? Even though it's not like blue skies and sunshine, it still looks amazing because it's bright enough to see it. So this is like something you would think you would see in the likes of Norway. Just it's that sort of Viking-esque sort of like village. Like, who decided to put a village what feels like in the middle of a mountain? But that looks like a sort of harbour thing. I don't know, it's just weird. Just like very Norwegian-y sort of thing. Maybe it was Vikings. Could have been. So as we're doing this drive through sort of Lough Valley, sorry, we've just come across a place called Irish Lough Falls, and it looked really pretty. And there was parking there to park at and go for a wee walk, but just we're under a wee bit of a time constraint now today, so we'll have to mark that. Oh, there's a car coming. As one to do in the future. That's a wee bit tight, but it's definitely like I would say we'd just come back to that valley just for like a weekend camp or something, just to see and explore it. It's just amazing, so it is absolutely amazing. So we've just arrived in Connemara National Park, and Rosie's really excited to get out. So she is. So we've just arrived here, and we're sort of realising looks like it's walks and such. It's a bit of a stupid thing to say, actually, isn't it? It's always going to be walks and stuff, yeah. But we're going to have to see if it's steep or not, because if it's too steep, we might not be able to do it, because I'm a bit wrecked. So so we'll see what happens. But what we're going to do first is we're actually going to go get lunch, and then we'll go do a bit of exploring. So one thing to note is, if you're bringing your camper van or motorhome to Connemara National Park, whenever you drive up the hill, you'll see like a stony area, and then there'll be like parking bays lengthwise. Park in there as soon as you see them, because the car park is really just for cars or very small vans. Like, we drove right up. You can go up and you can turn right round. There's loads of space, but if you drive right up, you just never, like, we would never get this van parked anywhere near there, so it wouldn't. So we were able to drive out, turn round the car park, and then we've just pulled over in them spaces. So what culinary masterpiece are you making us now for our lunch?
So I was saying, I wanted to do some Irish things, and you would have seen me do some potato bread with the fry. So this is our Irish lunch of choice. We love our bread in Ireland.
So again, it is also worth saying, just another massive thank you to All Powers for the power bank, because again, we wouldn't ever have been able to do the air frying without it, or at least until we upgraded our inverter. But we never thought about air frying or anything. So we've actually, this whole trip, we've used the All Powers for the air fryer most of the time. We've been using it to charge camera batteries, drone batteries. So we actually were using it last night for the laptop. so that we could watch a bit of Family Guy. So yeah, it's been brilliant. And then to charge it, we have a set of solar panels, so if we eventually get any sun, as you can see it's not very sunny today, but whenever we do eventually get some sun, we can charge it with the solar panels. Or what we can do is All Powers actually has different charging modes. So you can put it in like eco, standard or fast charge. So we just keep it in standard, and then we can actually charge it off our own inverter, but at a much lower pace. And then because we're driving so much, we're just constantly topping up both batteries in, which is great. How have you found it, Tony?
I'm loving it. It's made a world of difference to van life for me, because it's just so much easier not cooking with gas. I'm an advocate for not cooking with gas, because I personally don't like gas cooking. I always burn everything, and with an air fryer it's just easy for me to just set it, put it in and use it that way.
Oh, hot. I love potato bread.
So as soon as we got here, we seen this massive big crow statue marking the entrance to the park, and now we're going to go and look for a nice simple walking trail to take Rosie on and digest our lunch. So what are you thinking?
3 kilometres, 20 mile and a half. We'll do this blue one.
Well, there's the Ellis Wood one.
Actually, it's only
Half
turn around in a
kilometre.
circle and you can do that.
Seems like the one I'd go for.
Well, the upper Diamond Hill is going to be not one for us. So it is, because it's up the mountain. So I think I can do this one. I think it'll be okay. That's it. It's only about a mile and a half.
Right.
So it'll not take too long, hopefully. Hopefully it'll not be too steep either.
Say that now. Getting out in walks like this is always great, because it helps us maintain a level of fitness that we wouldn't otherwise had if we weren't travelling around in a van. Taking the time to actually forget about our stresses and get out and walk and talk to each other, and also get Rosie out on a walk, is great for us.
You should give of your affection.
You can actually see the sun trying to get through, but the Irish country's just going, no, you're not welcome here, sunshine.
So for all those plant lovers out there, we actually thought that these were heather whenever we were going through the fields and driving here, but actually looking closer, I think that they might be buttercups. So let us know in the comments, what type of plants are these? Did you ever think a couple of years ago this would be us out on the road with our dog hiking up the side of a mountain? I never pictured that for us.
No, definitely not.
That's
It's far better, like.
Yeah, it's the thing about van life, like, got a caravan, got the bug, and realised, like, you really do realise you are in a rat race. You're scraping together paycheck to paycheck, trying to pay for a mortgage, when you could be saving a lot of money, take your home wherever you want, and enjoy the world for what it is.
So this walk we've actually chose to do is actually quite good. It's quite level. We've an incline, but level. Like if you're as fit as we are, which isn't very, you could do this walk no problem. So we were so focused on walking up the hill, whenever just turned around, just talked to Tony, just seen the view, and I think it's better looking this way. We maybe should have walked the other way around. So we should have.
When we were looking out at the vast world beyond the mountains, it really does make you feel small, but it also makes you appreciate the little things, because there are always bigger things out there. When you're at the highest point, it's absolutely amazing, isn't it?
It is that way.
Looking down behind us. I feel like we conquered something there. That was a trek.
It's not the worst we've done. It's not.
No.
There is, you can go higher, but for us, not today. So it's not.
So I think the next step is
Make our way back down again.
make our way back down and get to the site. That should be the first site in our trip so far. So let's go do that. I'm quite happy that we chose the shorter route, because It's a nice walk on the way back on a steady boardwalk with amazing views, which is very nice to see.
So we didn't actually realise that we've been driving through the burn the entire time. We thought it was like an actual spot, but it's like a region, and we've just come to this viewpoint and stopped to have a wee look and discovered this whole thing that we're seeing now is actually the burn. So
the rock behind me that actually makes up the burn is actually a grey limestone, which I thought was quite interesting.
it is unlucky to pick a harebell known as a blue bonnet or goblin thimble, as they belong to the fairies. That might be alright then, so to pick them up.
So we've come to Riverside, O'Connor's Riverside Caravan and Camping Park in Doolin, and lets us dump our rubbish, take Rosie on a little walk, and park up for the night, get our showers, dump our dump, and yeah, get sorted for moving on tomorrow. I have to say, very, very friendly. Couldn't do enough. They loved Rosie. They were petting Rosie and talking to Rosie as soon as we came in. So very pet friendly. Pets are required to be on the lead because there is no dedicated dog walk area, which I've noticed. And it does say on this little sign out there. But yeah, lots of space, lots of nice sights, and a few onto the Cliffs of Moher and a little castle rail.
Rosie, come on. There you go. Hi, Tony, come on.
So it's that time in the vlog again. Riveting stuff, I know, and I know yous are all wondering, what are we cooking tonight? Well, we are cooking a little lasagna. Little lasagna?
I was going to say, it's not that little.
Little, it's a big lasagna. Yeah. Does anybody else just love a lasagna or Lidl's? I think it's one of the nicest lasagna. Sometimes I think it's better actually getting the Lidl one than making your own. Is that controversial?
Just where you're concerned.
Just where I'm concerned. I do actually love making pasta, actually, to be fair. Anything Italian, I love it. But that's what we're doing tonight, so I will show you the result whenever that's finished to keep you all informed. Now what you're witnessing is the height of my culinary skills. So we've got our lasagna in.
A squished lasagna in there.
No, it actually fits, I'm surprised.
Oh, did it fit?
Yeah.
Plastic was of it?
Yeah, it fit.
Nice.
And then we are going to just go 200 degrees, 30 minutes. Thank God for...
All powers?
Oh, thank God, yeah. Thank God for all bars, and thank God to the person who made the air fryer to make life so much easier. Couldn't be without one now after I made the switch. Dishwasher, air fryer, essential in every household.
I wasn't really a fan of an air fryer. But for, I don't know why, it's just in the van, it's perfect.
Doesn't that look amazing?
It does look very good, yes. So,
Taste.
the only thing, we keep forgetting salt. So we do. So we don't have any condiments in
Doesn't
the van.
need salt.
Well, I'll be the judge of that.
It's nice without the salt.
We'll go out there. Actually, you're 100% right. It is really nice without the salt.
So we just have our empty plates after dinner, and because we don't have a proper sink set up yet with running water, we've been sort of making shift with the basin all week. So we're actually going to go and check out the camper's kitchen on site and do our dishes there, which is another bonus of being on site versus being off the grid. So yeah, we're also going to take this opportunity to get rid of our rubbish as well, and take Rosie for a little dander. Four bed and down again for the night. Probably do much the same as last night, and get into bed, watch some TV, maybe a movie, and then set off tomorrow for
The Cliffs of Moher.
the Cliffs of Moher. Moher. I'm sure it probably means mother in Gaelic, maybe.
Look that up.
We're gonna have to look that one up. But I'm thinking, or maybe that's just the Belfast coming out in us and we're going more. instead of mother.
I really know.
But yeah, so I think we'll probably leave it there for the night and catch up with you again in the morning. It was time to wind down after our big day. Chilling out and bedding down for the night is always one of the most relaxing times in our van, and we really appreciate and get to enjoy the break and the needed rest. So it's a new day and we are ready for a trek. We've made it to the Cliffs of Moher. It's a bit of a misty, rainy sort of a day, but I think we're prepared. We've got
Like
our
every
coats.
day in Ireland.
We've got our coats, we've got our waterproof camera, and yeah, I think we're ready to go.
Okay.
I know Rosie's around to go. So we booked this online. Online it was €8 per person off peak morning times, and it's called the Cliffs of Moher Experience. It has a 800-metre walkway for dedicated walking. At the minute the 500-kilometre trail is closed because of the storm that we had recently in Ireland. So it's not accessible at the minute.
5k is also closed, isn't it?
Did I say 5k? What did I say?
You said 500 metre. Is
Oh,
there
sorry.
3?
Yeah, there is a 500 metre. The 5k is also closed. Yeah, so let's go and experience our morning walk along the Cliffs of Moher.
Oh, sorry.
So there's a dedicated parking area here. It's pretty empty at the minute. It's still morning time, so we're gonna go and check it out. Apparently it's a 2-minute walk away from the cliffs. It's actually brightening up a wee bit.
There's bins here. First place I've seen of bins.
It's been such a struggle to find bins on this trip. Bins and ATMs, that's another thing if you're coming here. And you're from the UK or Northern Ireland and you are with a British bank.
I bring some euros with you.
Bring euros because we can't get cash back anywhere. And there are very few ATMs that we've seen along the Wild Atlantic Way. They lift money out.
Because you're in such rural locations.
So that's worth noting. That's something that we learned the hard way. So when we got here, we got given a little card with a QR code on it. Basically acting as our ticket, but it's
Which is that?
Yes, a little thing here. You can navigate it. It's an app and an audio guide. So yesterday we were debating what the Cliffs of Moher actually meant. So I looked this up, and it doesn't mean mother. It means cliffs of old ruins.
So they actually modelled this place off the Shire. So they did, you know, where the hobbits live into.
So right now we're trying to figure out which trail is the correct one. Really, really, really impressive. And I can spot in the distance here if I just zoom in. So for the Harry Potter fans out there, that's actually where Harry and Dumbledore operated in to get the Horcrux locket out of Voldemort's cave.
So a fella just stopped us there and said there are puffins on the island just below, and it's the most I've ever seen. So we're going to go and see if we can spot them for you.
If anybody ever pictured quintessential Ireland, I feel like this is what they would imagine. Cliff faces and green mountains with exotic birds flying, and even the fairy tale castles that overlook the sea. There's absolutely no doubt that this country, with all of its rich heritage, culture and history, is one of the best places to explore. Even learning about the castle that we were in and the O'Brien clan was amazing and really made us feel like we were stepping into Irish history.
So, while Tony is exploring the visitor centre, me and Rosie have come back to the van, out of the weather, to wait on him. That was quick. I'll hop in there.
Huh?
I'll hop in there, you were very quick.
There wasn't really that much to film, to be honest.
Oh, right, okay.
It's not that there wasn't much to film, it was very small, very crowded. And then whenever I got to the exhibition, the ride, thing. It said water and wind effects, and I think I've had quite enough of that for today.
Water and wind effects. I don't think you really need a ride with that in Ireland, like, do you?
No, definitely not. I'm soaked.
Yeah, that is one thing. You're on a mountainside, so you will get the sort of, what do you call that? Wet rain?
Yeah,
wet rain.
Spray water rain.
Spray water. We're soaked. So we are. Soaked from the inside and the outside, which is just lovely, isn't it? So, what would you rate it?
If the full walk had been open, maybe about an 8.
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing. Full walk wasn't open, but
I'd
then
say
again,
about a 6, maybe.
I don't think we might have been able to take Rosie on the full walk because there was part of the walk that was opened, and whenever we got to it, it said no dogs allowed. Now it doesn't say that on the website, does it? Because it says on the website dogs.
Very dog friendly.
Yeah.
Up to an extent it is dog friendly. There are designated dog paths. I guess they probably have to say no dogs allowed because I'm assuming it gets steep and narrow, maybe. So maybe having a dog that maybe isn't as well controlled as what Rosie is.
And one of the park wardens actually offered to mind Rosie for us.
Yeah, she was lovely.
She
Shout
was
out
right.
to her. I think her name was Sarah.
We apologise, we can't
I
remember.
Can't remember.
So we
I
can't
think it was Sarah.
We're really bad with names on a good day. Like, so we are. There's no height restrictions on the car park, by the way, so if you're in a big, massive motorhome, you should be fine. There's plenty of space here, so there is. And if you book online, I think you get like a dedicated parking area because we booked online, and we are segregated from the rest of the group.
I would recommend booking online actually because
Significantly cheaper.
it's 45% off at the minute. If you book online, 45% is quite a lot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a good saving, so it is.
I think I said already it was €8 each, so €16 for the two of us, and that gives us the access to the exhibition, the visitor centre.
There is a couple places
Walks.
like to refill water and stuff as well. So like if you've got like water flasks, you could refill your water flasks. There's like doggy drinking stations as well, and there's lots of bins. I have to say it's the only place we've came to, but there's lots of bins. But again, I suppose it's a tourist attraction. You're paying for it, so you are. So that's maybe why they supply bins.
Yeah.
More fun than I don't know. So, alrighty.
So on to our next location.
Yes, we're going to have a look now and see where we're going to go, because we're going to start wrapping it up now, the trip. We are going to save the likes of Dingle and the Ring and Kerry for another time, because we didn't maybe quite realise the distances between each stop that we've been doing. So we are going to start travelling homeward, but back along sort of the way we came. So we're going to pick a spot halfway, like break up the journey home, because it's quite a distance, over today and tomorrow. So we're going to go try and pick a nice spot. Right, we will catch you whenever we come to our next point. Yeah, okay. So we're about halfway on our way back to sort of Lost Valley, Silverstrand Beach. We are taking the direction of Clifton, but what we've discovered is where we're actually going back to is a nudie beach. So who knows what sights we may see today.
Cameras at the ready. This trip has by far been one of our biggest trips yet, and one that we will always remember. Exploring one of Ireland's largest coastal drives and getting to know more about what belonged in our own backyard. We have been so grateful that we get to do these adventures and share the journey with all of you at home. We really hope you have enjoyed this series, as we've been showcasing our time with you all along the Wild Atlantic Way. And remember, this was just a small part of a bigger adventure. Throughout the rest of the summer, we'll be exploring some of the amazing sights that Ireland has to offer. So we ask that you subscribe and join us on the journey if you don't want to miss out. And until next time, thank you for watching.